Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm making crispy chimichangas. These are going to be crispy, crunchy, golden brown goodness. So for my chicken chimichangas, I am using somewhere between a pound and a pound and a half of cooked chicken. I baked chicken thighs and chopped up the meat. This is already seasoned, but if you're using something like rotisserie and you want to add some dry seasonings to it, go for it. But this is a pound to a pound and a half. I'm also going to be adding some shredded cheddar cheese. Use the cheese of your choice. I ventured out very carefully to the grocery store. I had to break down and go to the grocery store for some items, so I did manage to get a bag of shredded cheese. If you have block cheese, that works a lot better. But this is around 6 ounces. 6 to 8 ounces works with this. I'm also going to be adding 1 drained 4-ounce can of diced green chilies. You could also use things like a drained can of Rotel, or sometimes I like to chop up pickled jalapeños and add it. It's up to you. Now I'm just going to combine this. And I might add a full 8 ounces of shredded cheese. This might be okay. Yeah, I think this will work. It depends how cheesy you want it. And for my tortillas, I'm going to be using store-bought flour tortillas for burritos. These are the larger ones. You could also make them homemade. I will link my homemade flour tortilla video in the description below. But I'm going to be warming these up until they are soft and pliable and roll my chimichangas out. Or technically it's a burrito at this point. So I warmed my tortillas in the microwave. I covered this with cling film and I microwaved it for about a minute, kind of flipping it throughout, but that will help soften and warm them. So to assemble these, take your warm tortilla and just add the mixture right in the middle. The key here is not to overstuff it. We'll see how successful I am. This way, this way. Give it a pull back. Oops, don't rip it. There. There we go. Chimichanga. They're going to be square, rectangular shaped. Okay, so I made 10 out of my chicken cheese mixture. I probably could have made 8 big ones. Like this last one kind of came out like a really good size. So if you want to divide it into 8, that works. But I managed to get 10. So I'm preheating my oil right now, and I am going to freeze these separately. I'm going to fry maybe 2 or 3, and the rest I'm going to put in the freezer on a baking sheet, separated, and let them freeze for about 3 hours. Then store them in a storage baggie in the freezer, and I have basically meal prepped chimichangas. This really helps me out because since we've been at home, I find myself cooking 3 meals a day. So things like this kind of let me have a break, and everyone can help themselves and make their own food. So I'll show you how these fry up. You could also use an air fryer or brush a little bit of oil, pop it into the oven, maybe around 350 to 375 for about 20 minutes until golden brown and crispy. But I'm going to show you how I fry them. If it starts to bubble around the handle, it's good to go. I think a good fry temp would be lower than 350 just because you want to make sure everything gets crispy before it burns. So maybe let's try a little bit lower. And I'm going to place this seam side down into my oil. And these are pretty heavy, so it'll stay down, but maybe hold it. And another reason you want to make sure you drain those chilies well is so that it doesn't pop in the grease. You want to make sure you drain if you're using Rotel or anything fresh in the mix. It's not too liquidy or watery. Okay, so my chimichangas are done. I'm going to make a dipping sauce. You can top your chimichangas with what you like. My family enjoys a dipping sauce. This dipping sauce is actually really versatile. Today I'm adding 1 small avocado. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of the pickled jalapeño juice and a couple of the pickled jalapeños. Just a tablespoon. I don't want this too spicy. But if you do want things spicier, then, you know, go for it. Now I'm going to add a cup of Mexican table cream. It's just like a thick cream. There we go. And I'm going to add maybe a tablespoon, or no, let's try just I would say a tablespoon and a half. Okay, that was more like 2 tablespoons of ranch dressing seasoning. And then blend it. And that is it. Give it a taste. That actually makes a good dressing for salad as well. Yum. So now I'm just going to hand this over to my husband. He's dying to try this. He likes the sauce. Take a bite. I hope you give this recipe a try. I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.